Good morning, Christ Church, and welcome to the book of Joshua. We are moving through the scriptures, and I trust that you are encouraged, you are learning more about God, and growing in your faith. Today, verses 1 and 2, and then we'll jump to verses 6 to 9 of Joshua chapter 1. Joshua chapter 1, verse 1 says, "After the death of Moses, the Lord's servant, the Lord spoke to Joshua, son of Nun, Moses' assistant. He said, 'Moses, my servant, is dead. Therefore, the time has come for you to lead these people, the Israelites, across the Jordan River into the land I am giving them.'" It's a frightening thing for Joshua. It's a frightening thing for the people of Israel at this point of transition. They've only known one leader. This is Moses, who's brought them out of the land of Egypt, brought them to the promised land. This is the one leader they know and they trust, and suddenly everything is changing. And God says to Moses, things are changing. Moses is dead. You need to pick up the reins. You need to move on. In our lives, whether we like it or not, transition is a part of our lives. Transition can be tough. Transition can be challenging. Transition can be discouraging, but transition is a part of our lives. When you are young and you're married and a new child comes into your life, that's a transition. You have to navigate that transition. As your kids grow up, there are times when they leave the house, it's another transition. You have to navigate those transitions. We see as the seasons of life, be it in the world, in family, transitions are a part of our world, but we seem to be naturally inclined to hold on to things and not want them to change. I'm encouraged by what God says to Joshua in chapter 6. He says, "Be strong and courageous, for you are the one who will lead these people to possess the land that I swore to their ancestors I would give them." He repeats this. He says, "Be strong and very courageous." And then he says, "Be careful to obey all the instructions Moses gave you. Do not deviate from them, turning either to the right or to the left. Then you'll be successful in everything you do. Study this book of instruction continually. Meditate on it day and night, so you'll be sure to obey everything written in it. Only then will you prosper and succeed in all you do." In seasons of transition, instead of being discouraged, God would challenge us to be encouraged, to be strong, to be courageous. But when we seek strength and we seek courage, often we look for it within ourselves. We look to what we can accomplish in our own strength. But I love the way God says, "Be strong and courageous," and then he pairs it with this concept, says, "Meditate upon my instructions, meditate upon my law." And you can have a look at Psalm chapter 1 if you'd like to see a cross-reference to that. What happens when we meditate upon God's law? We can find the strength, we can find the courage, we can succeed in what we do, and we can navigate life's transitions. One of the reasons I encourage you to read the scriptures, one of the reasons I encourage you to keep reading through the Bible with me this year, is because I know that your life will be changed when you meditate on the Word of God and you allow it to saturate, to sink into your life. Hear the words of God, hear the thoughts of God, understand the mind of God. Be strong, be courageous. Be blessed no matter what you're going through, no matter what transitions you're facing, no matter what challenges you have. We serve a God who loves us, we serve a God who's near, and we serve a God who's talking to us if we hear what he has to say. Be blessed.